wow. Just wow. If you couldn't tell, that intro was me basically reacting to just coming off to beating Donkey Kong Bonanza for the first time. I just beat it and I'm now recording this video and about to just spew everything just off the moment. And I have a lot to unpack, but before I do, consider leaving a like and subscribing as I am on my way to 1,400 subscribers and would like to reach it very soon. Now that that's out of the way, holy smokes, Nintendo ain't messing around with this one. To start off, I gotta go back to when this game was first announced. I have to confess that I have never been a die-hard Donkey Kong fan. I've played Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and I did enjoy them. I've also dabbled with the originals on NSO, but never truly finished them. So I have to admit that at the beginning, I was one of those ignorant fools who wished that this was the next 3D Mario game instead of a Donkey Kong game. But that was one of those cases for me that I didn't know what I wanted until Nintendo showed me. After that Donkey Kong Direct, I was sold on this game. Pauline coming into play, insane transformations, being able to destroy everything in your path. I was finally excited to play this game, and my hype only grew when I got to try it out at my local Best Buy. And now that I have played the game from start to finish, I can safely say that if it weren't for Metroid Prime 4 coming out and my personal bias taking over, this game would be Game of the Year. From the very first trailer Nintendo released, it was very clear that everything in your path could be destroyed. You can dig down, you can dig up, you can pick up terrain and throw it, you can float high in the sky, on and on and on. This game is the Mario Odyssey for Donkey Kong, because like Odyssey, you have a main collectible that can be gathered in any way you wish. In Mario Odyssey, you had Power Moons, but in this game, it's all about the bananas. These crystal-shaped bananas are known as Banandium Gems. Banandium Gems allow Donkey Kong to grow stronger and to add to his skill tree. These might include allowing him to carry more items, increasing his Bonanza power, which we'll get to in a second, or giving him a stronger sensor for finding things buried in the ground around him. And just like Mario Odyssey, Banandium Gems can be collected in all kinds of ways. Some are found as you advance the main story, some are found by smashing up the terrain around you, and some are found by doing challenges and mini quests surrounded throughout the world. It all comes down to how you choose to seek these sacred bananas out, so you can become stronger and advance deeper into the planet. The next part of the gameplay that I want to talk about are the Bonanza abilities. This is what you will be using a lot of to get around these many worlds. And I do mean many. It is absolutely insane how much Nintendo managed to keep secret, and I'm so glad that none of this leaked because wow. Breaking through the terrain with the Kong Bonanza has never been more satisfying. The Zebra Bonanza makes getting across the fragile path easier than ever, and the Ostrich Bonanza can help you get to places that seem far out of reach. As this game gets going and the different layers start to become a bit more challenging, you will be swapping between these transformations a lot to get around, and I think this adds to the fun and the unpredictability that accompanies this gameplay. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the boss battles, and before I go further, they're great, I enjoy them, but they were a bit too easy in my opinion, except one. We'll get to the one in just a minute. But most of these boss battles can be beaten in a matter of seconds, especially with the Bonanza abilities. It may not have been the same for others playing the game, but for me, I managed to get through the majority of these bosses in about 2 to 3 minutes tops. So we've talked about gameplay, we've talked about the Bonanza transformations, let's get into the story, and yes, I will give a spoiler warning for when we start getting into the bigger things that happen towards the end of the game, so don't worry about that. Story alone in this game is 10 out of 10. This game has Donkey Kong teaming up with young singer Pauline as they are both cast down from the surface of the planet, and each have a great wish, and the planet core is the key. I really love the relationship that Donkey Kong has with Pauline. It's goofy, it's heartwarming, and towards the end it might actually make you shed a tear or two. The voice acting by Kate Higgins adds so much to the emotional weight of Pauline's character, and she could not have given a better performance in this game. So that's the non-spoiler version. Pauline and Donkey Kong are heading toward the planet core. You find the Bonanza abilities, they make you stronger. That's basically the non-spoiler version. Are you ready for the spoilers? I'm giving you 5 seconds to bounce if you haven't beat this game. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. King K. Rool returns for probably the most epic final boss fight I have seen in a Donkey Kong game, period. As DK and Pauline chase Void-Con through the planet, they finally come across what they believe to be the Banandium Root, which can grant both of their wishes. But just as they get to the planet core and take care of Void-Con, they are met with the long-awaited return of the Kremling Master himself, King K. Rool. The final act of this game is basically chasing this menace down and then facing him in a climactic final boss fight. What's amazing is that this fight builds on everything this game has shown you thus far. The Bonanza abilities, Pauline and DK's relationship, Pauline's confidence in singing, it all comes into play during these final moments of the game. One of the most powerful moments in the final act is when Pauline frees DK avoid Kong's stone by singing a melody about their bond and growth, and they do just that. They fight to the finish and go back to the surface. Guys, overall, DK Bonanza is an amazing game and you should definitely buy it. You want to know why? Because that's not even the real ending. Enter freaking New Donk City where the true final showdown takes place. Yeah, that's right, there is a fake credit rollout, and then there's a second phase that happens as you're going back to the surface, and then where do Pauline and DK end up? None other than New Donk City. This is where I was truly speechless. I felt like I was watching a movie with how cinematic this all was. King K. Rool appears at the top of the main tower and covers the entire city in liquid gold. And it's here where everything you have learned is tested. The abilities, the fighting, the platforming, it all comes into play during this final fight, and I could not stop smiling the entire time. And when you do finally come face to face with K. Rool, once more he transforms into basically his own Bonanza form. And then the showdown is on at the peak of New Donk City. It's a fight to show just how far you come as a player. You get to show just how well you have mastered the Bonanza abilities and that you are worthy of the Bonanzian route. And I can't tell you how rewarding it is to give that final blow. Unlike the other boss fights in this game, K. Rool is a real challenge and will throw everything he's got at you. Seeing him return in this grand way was so cool, and I know for die-hard Donkey Kong fans who have been a part of this series since the beginning, this is history in the making. Overall, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a game that I did not have high expectations for. It started out as a game I wish had been a 3D Mario game, and then as the game got closer and closer and more was revealed, I got more excited, and then once I got the game and played all the way through and experienced the fun gameplay and grand journey of DK and Pauline, as well as the epic finale with King K. Rool in New Donk City, I could not be more happy to tell you guys that this game gets a 9.9 from me out of 10. Yes, I take 0.1 points off just because the boss fights leading up to K. Rool throughout the game, a little too easy for my taste, could have been more challenging. But other than that, this game surpassed all my expectations. It is absolutely worthy of a Game of the Year nominee, and I can safely say that even if you are not a Donkey Kong diehard, you will love this game through and through. Not only is this game a step forward for Donkey Kong as a franchise, but it is a love letter to Super Mario Odyssey, and it will make you want to go back to New Donk City to hear Jump Up Superstar all over again. I hope you all enjoyed this review. I'm going to go back and play some more of this game. See you guys, and thanks for watching.